What's going on? It's your boy Brandon Berg. What's going on, man? I'm just, about to hit you guys with a fun fact of history. The topic today would be the late great Mrs. Mary Meacham. To anybody who, if I probably mispronounce or kind of butcher the last name, please definitely let me know in the comment section, and definitely I will be corrected. But her name is Mary Meacham. Now her husband was named John Meacham. They actually resided in St. Louis, Missouri. But like I said, they lived in Missouri. She was born in 1801, and she passed in like 1869. So she basically was she was born in slavery, but she was bought by her future husband, John. Basically, then they moved to St. Louis. They actually, put a lot of work. They was they had a lot of affiliation going with the Underground Railroad, and they really did a lot for the community, especially out there in St. Louis, because St. Louis at the time was a real major slave port within the United States. Missouri was a slave state. So Missouri was kind of like St. Louis was a main slave hub. So there was a lot of trafficking going on, as well as the gateway to the west. So a lot of people was heading out west, going through St. Louis. But but she was a rocker, man. She was her husband actually created a school. They were entrepreneurs. They actually owned two different types of businesses out there. It was one for carpentry, and one was a barrel making company. So they were pretty much some entrepreneurs, as well as freedom fighters. They actually bought freedom. At least about 20 people. They bought their freedom, and they started a school for blacks. Now they were very dedicated to education, because in I think it was 1849 or 1847, the state of Missouri actually put out a ban for blacks to learn. So they actually moved their school onto a steamboat, and they continue with it. So gotta definitely tip my hat to them. The sister was like putting in some major work. Now I think her husband died a little bit shortly after, but she continued to work what them two basically was doing. Actually, it was a famous event. She was caught ferrying 9 slaves across the river, Mississippi River, into Illinois. Illinois was basically a free state at that time. So they got caught. And basically she was it was her and her partner was like a free man. Got arrested and stuff for for slave theft. And they also got charged under the fugitive slave law as well. Now her partner, who was a free man, his charges were dropped magically, but she had to go to court. You know what I'm saying? But she actually got charged and she had to go to trial, while her partner just got dismissed. You know what I'm saying? So I know there was some foul play in that. You know what I'm saying? I think it was I knew he was a free man, because that's what they said in history books. But there was a lot of them. There gotta be foul play to that. You know what I'm saying? You're fighting for the cause of your people, but when you get caught, you totally bitch out. You know what I'm saying? You let the black woman deal with the brunt. During at that time, they would have killed her, raped her, God knows what. You know what I'm saying? So definitely no balls to the dude that actually let her down on that. That's a trial of tribulation right there. That was against all laws. Um, but she actually she beat the case. You know what I'm saying? She was acquitted. You know, and the charges were dropped, so she beat the case. But that event after that, it was called the Mary Meacham Crossing. It's a park named after her as well. But there's a festival, an event in St. Louis that basically celebrate that case, and that that she beat the case. And I tip my hat to him, and I tip my hat to St. Louis for keeping her name alive and celebrating her legacy. She really put in a lot of work helping the black community of St. Louis out. Real tough sister. You know what I'm saying? Education first in her eyes, but she understands the plight of educating her people. So I tip my hat to that woman. She's definitely an idol and an icon in black liberation, black empowerment, and she, definitely a icon in black women. That's what black women need to be. You know what I'm saying? Always. So definitely, that's my little fun fact of history. I want to definitely do, shout out to Miss Mary Meacham from her days and her legacy. I know they also recognize her park. Her park was actually the first park in Missouri, in the state of Missouri, to be inducted into the National Park Service network. Of a historical underground railroad network, Freedom Foundations. So definitely congratulations to that. You know what I'm saying? That a park named after her, and that was actually recognized, and also inducted into the actual United States National Park Service. And they to put that with the Underground Railroad. That's real big history right there. But yeah, that's just really my clue. Well, like I said, I know she passed in 1869. But something that, for her to be that successful, to be born into slavery, and to have a dedicated man to come get her, get her freedom, start a new life, and start a very prosperous life, but also come back and help their people. That's a lot of brave. That's straight soldier right there. You know what I'm saying? So I salute my hat to them, definitely to her and her husband. That's to conclude my video for Fun Fact of History, and I'll probably see you guys a little bit later. All right, one.